రేడియో యాక్టివ్ మెటీరియల్ గురించి ఏమన్నా చేసామా?
నో మ్యామ్, బ్యాక్టీరియా గురించి చేసాము.
It's more or less it's the same thing, only when bacteria something grows you have to put a plus sign, otherwise a minus sign in the proportionality constant. That's the only difference. So let us solve one more problem related to that one, which is related to radioactive materials. Okay, suppose here is the question. A tank, initially note down the question along with me, all of you. Initially contains 4,000 gallons of brine, in which 100 pounds of salt is dissolved. Okay, this is given a tank which contains 4,000 gallons of brine, in which 100 pounds of salt is dissolved, and at the same time pure water is running into the tank. Pure water is running into the tank at the rate of 20 gallons per minute, and the mixture which is kept uniform by stirring. Okay, this mixture is kept uniform by stirring, is drained off at the same rate. These things are given to you. A tank which contains 4,000 gallons of brine, in which 100 pounds of salt is being dissolved. At the same time, pure water is also running in the tank at the rate of 20 gallons per minute, and the mixture is being stirring continuously, and this mixture is drained off at the same rate. Now the question is, how many pounds of salt remain in the tank after 30 minutes? This is the question. Uh, how many pounds of salt is remained in the tank after 30 minutes? How we will solve this? Try to solve it. What is given? Suppose you assume some variable to the amount of salt. Okay, let us solve this. Suppose U be the amount of salt present at time t. So according to our statement, what it will be, du by dt is equal to, what it will be, minus, will you answer? How it is given? What is the constant there? Minus ku. What is that? Minus 20 by 4,000 u. So which will be equal to minus u by 200. Is it correct what I have written according to the given information? What happened? No
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
today. Am I audible or not? Now that is just a normal differential equation which is in variable separable form. So du by u is equal to minus dt by 200. You solve it, you will get log, on integrating you will get log u is equal to minus t by 200 plus some constant. Okay. So based on your initial conditions, you have to find. Either way you can solve. You can write u in terms of e to the power something, or let it be here itself we can solve. What information is given? When t is equal to 0, how much is u present? U is the amount of salt. How much it is? Please do answer. What happened today?
100
Andru
pounds.
నిద్రపోతున్నారా?
100 pounds.
100 pounds. So 100. So you substitute these two values. T is equal to 0. First part will be gone. So C will be equal to log of 100. Okay. So when you substitute in 1, you will get log u. Log u is equal to minus T by 200 plus log 100 you will get. If you further simplify it, you will get log u by 100 is equal to minus T by 200. Now the question is what? You need to find u when t is equal to 30 after 30 minutes. So when t is equal to 30, we have log u by 100, which is equal to minus 30 by 200. Now solve it for u. U by 100 will be equal to e to the power minus 3 by 20, or you can say u is equal to 100 to e to the power minus 3 by 20. Simplify this thing and tell me the answer. How many pounds? What is the answer here? Or e to the power 3 by 20 also you can write in this form. So what is the answer you will get here? Tell me. Are you calculating this thing? Please say yes or no at least. What happened today? No answer from you people. All are sleeping.
Ma'am, 0.00248 e to the power minus 3 by 20 value.
E to the power minus, e to the power 3 by 20 value will be e to the power 0.15 kada?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
86.132.
Yeah, when you solve it, you will get this is 100 by e to the power 0.15, which will be 86 point, how much?
132.
132
0 point
pounds. Yeah, come again. 86 point?
07.
Hmm. So 86.07 pounds. Finally, you write down the statement. Amount of salt after 30 minutes will be approximately 86.07 pounds. So it's more or less it's the same kind of questions, only instead of increase in the substance, you will have decrease in the substance. So in the same way, you have to solve it. Understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll give few more problems where you may need to calculate time and other things. That also you can do. Is it or not? If the substance is given, you can find the time also. Vice versa. Either way, you can solve the problem. Now let us go to the next topic. Till now you have solved the problems, or you have solved the first order, first degree differential equations. Is it or not? I have solved differential equations of first order and first degree by whichever method, maybe variable separable, exactness, and then linear, and then whatever methods you have applied. But now the questions will be of differential equation of first order but of higher degrees. Its solution you need to calculate. Okay, so now you have to deal with differential equations of first order but of higher degrees. Order is still 1 only, but the degree is more than 1. Okay, that means the question will be in terms of, there will be some function in terms of the most general form I'm writing, x y dy by dx. Okay, but how it looks like, since I'm saying nth degree differential equation, so it will have dy by dx whole to the power n plus some function in terms of xy into dy by dx whole to the power n minus 1 and so on, plus the next term I will write it as p2x comma y dy by dx whole to the power n minus 2 and so on. Second last term will be pn minus 1, some function in terms of xy dy by dx plus some function in terms of xy equal to 0. So this is the most general form of first order nth degree differential equation. Is it first order? Not, because throughout the differential equation you can see you have only dy by dx. There is no d square y by dx square. It's dy by dx, dy by dx. And its power, highest power is n of first order. Therefore the degree is n. Okay. Now instead of using dy by dx, what we will do is, we will write dy by dx as p. Now onwards we will use this p. Okay, here p1, p2, pn are all functions of x and y. They are capital letters. This p1, p2, pn minus 1, pn, these are all functions of x and y, whereas I'm denoting this derivative dy by dx with small p. So now the most general form will looks like something like this. That will be p to the power n plus p1, and it's not required to mention x1 y, because p1 p2 are all terms of x and y only. So p to the power n minus 1 plus p2 p to the power n minus 2 and so on up to plus p n minus 1 p plus pn is equal to 0. So this, what is this equation? This is an equation of odd differential equation of first degree, but of, I mean first order, but of nth degree. This is a nth degree differential equation of first order. Okay, so these equations can be divided into following categories. Such equation, if you have seen the syllabus, it is written equation solvable for p. The heading is differential equations of higher degrees but of first order, and in that you have equation solvable for p, equation solvable for y, equation solvable for x, Clairaut's form, all this it is written in the syllabus. Okay, so these equations are categorized in the following form: equation solvable for p, equation solvable for x, equation solvable for x. You have equations with one variable missing, this we are not going to learn, and equations homogeneous in x and y, this also we are not going to touch. These three we are going to have: equation solvable for p, solvable for y, solvable for x, and the last one Clairaut's form. Understood all of you how they are categorized? So accordingly you have to solve. Okay, now let's see the first one, equation solvable for p. Differential equation of first order but of higher degree which are solvable for p. When I say solvable for p or y or x, that means you should write one letter p on one side and remaining things on the other side. Similarly, when I say solvable for y, that means y should be written on one side LHS, purely y to the power y 1 on one side and remaining things on the other side. If I say solvable for x, that means x need to be written on left hand side and remaining things on the right hand side. Got it all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
so now the first one, equation solvable for p. Okay, so an equation of first order, let me write again, an equation, of course equation means not just the equation, differential equation of the first order and nth degree is it is p to the power n plus p1. I'm not mentioning p1 of x comma y. It is understood that capital P's are nothing but functions of x and y. Okay, plus p2, p to the power n minus 2, and so on up to plus pn minus 1 p plus pn is equal to 0. Don't get confused between capital P and small p. Small p represents dy by dx, whereas capital P's represent functions of x and y. Okay. Now suppose this one, let it be 1. This differential equation can be resolved into rational factors of first degree. What do you mean by this? Suppose for example, if I write p square minus 5p plus 6 is equal to 0. If you compare with my differential general one, what is the degree here? Tell me.
2.
The degree is 2. Okay, it is actually what? Dy by dx whole square minus 5 into dy by dx plus 6 is equal to 0. So is it in that form or not? Where this capital P1 is nothing but minus 5 and P2 is nothing but 6. Okay, with a plus, they can be constant also. So now what I said, suppose one can be resolved into rational factors of the first degree. What does this mean? This equation, if look at the other side also, p square minus 5p plus 6 is equal to 0. Can I resolve this one into first degree? P minus 2 into p minus 3. Is it okay? Equal to 0. Can I write it? The second degree
Yes, ma'am.
differential equation, after factorizing the left hand side, can I write it as p minus 2 into p minus 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this
Yes,
is what
ma'am.
so this is the second degree equation I have taken. It can be, as I told you, it can be nth degree also. So I should be able to resolve this into rational factors of first degree. That means each of this factor must be of first degree. And here instead of 2 and 3, you may have functions of x and y. In general, we will have functions of x and y only. So then one can be written as how you will write p, okay, minus something, then again p minus something, then again p, and so on, minus something equal to 0. So that will be some function of x and y, p minus r1, p minus r2, x and y, and so on up to n, pn, rn, x comma y. Can I write it after resolving into rational factors in this form? Let it be 2. Can I write it or not? See the example here. I have taken a second degree differential equation of first order and I have resolved into rational factors. Same thing I can do with nth order also, nth degree also. So that is what I have done. Okay. Now it is clear that equation 1 will be satisfied by a value of y that will make equation 2 equal to 0. Is it or not? Equation 1 will be satisfied by the value of y which will make any factor of 2 equal to 0. Will it happen or not? That means p is equal to 2 and p is equal to 3. So this values will be satisfied for the value of y. It is clear that equation 1 will be satisfied by the value of y that will make any of the factors of 2 equal to 0. Thus, to obtain the solution of 1, we will equate each of these factors to 0. Okay. So, when you equate each of these factors to 0, first factor will be p r1 of x comma y is equal to 0. Second factor p minus r2 x comma y is equal to 0. In this way, how many factors you are going to get? How many equations you are going to get?
N.
n equations you are going to get. Okay. So to obtain the solution of one, what we have done, first we have resolved them into rational factors of first degree, and then we have equated each of these factors to 0, so that we have n equation. And look at these equations. What kind of equations are these? These are first order, first degree first degree equations. Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
You had nth degree differential equation, but after resolving into rational factors and equating each of these factors to 0, what happened? Now you have n equation, and each of this equation is of first order and first degree, and you know how to solve first order, first degree differential equations with previous sections, what you have learned. You know it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
so you have to solve this first order. See, here you have p is equal to 2. P means what? Dy by dx is simultaneously I am giving one example also. Okay, dy by dx, p is equal to 2 means dy by dx is equal to 2. What will be solution of this one? Tell me. Y is equal to
2x plus c.
2x plus c. Similarly, you have the another one also. Dy by dx is equal to 3. What will be the solution of this one? Y is equal to
3x plus c.
3x plus c. Okay, so similarly for each of these equations you will get solutions. So for the first solution, I mean for first one, first factor, I will get some solution in terms of x, y and a constant. For second factor, I will get a solution in terms of x, y and a constant. Will I get? In that way I will get n solutions. I mean for each one of this. Okay, fn in terms of x, y and a constant. So for each of this you have written a different constant, where C1, C2, Cn are arbitrary constants of integration. Now there is no loss of generality in replacing the arbitrary constant C1, C2, Cn with a single arbitrary constant. Okay, because every particular solution which is obtained from 3, these are 3, can also be obtained by giving suitable values to C from the following relation. That means F1, I have replaced each of this C1, C2, Cn with a single C, common C itself. There won't be any changes. Understood?
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
4. Okay, but still we are not done. We have found the solution of each of those factors, but now we have to find the solution of the given equation 1, which is of nth degree. So combining, how you will get the solution is combining the above equations. Combining above equation, we have solution of 1. That is, you will just multiply these solutions into f2 of x, y, c and so on into fn of x, y, c is equal to 0. Understood all of you the procedure?
Yes, ma'am.
If it is not given in the standard form, you write it in the standard form. Sometimes in terms of dy by dx it is written, you write it p, check it is of which degree, then try to resolve them into rational factors of first degree, equate each of this factor to 0, you will have n solutions, solve those, I mean you will have n equations, solve those, you will get the solutions for n equation. Now multiply all the solution, that is the final solution, required solution for your given differential equation of first order but of nth degree. Since the order is 1, you will have only one constant, one arbitrary constant. Understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So in this,
Understood.
Understood.
example, which I have taken as p square minus 5p plus 6 is equal to 0, we had p minus 2. into p minus 3 equal to 0. You solved it. When you solve this one, you got y is equal to 2x plus c, and when you solve this one, you got y is equal to 3x plus c. But how we have to write? X, y, c on one side only we have to write. So from this we will get y minus 2x minus c is equal to 0, and from this we will get y minus 3x minus c is equal to 0. So the solution of one, required solution of one will be multiplication of this two solution, y minus 2x minus c into y minus 3x minus c is equal to 0. This is the required. Now no need to further multiply and rewrite this thing. Let it be as it is. Just multiply the solutions what you have obtained from the factors. Understood the procedure? Any doubt?
Understood, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
ఏంటి డౌట్ లేదా లేకపోతే అర్థం కాలేదా?
No doubts, ma'am. No doubts.
Okay. So let us solve one more problem here. Okay. X square p square plus xyp minus 6y square is equal to 0. Okay. Try to factorize this thing on left hand side. Second degree, so two factors you will get. First part is xp, x square p square, so xp, xp. Then what are the remaining things? You tell me. ఫాస్ట్ రోజు ఏంటి మూడ్ లేదా అసలు చదువుకోవడానికి? కీర్తి
Minus 3xy plus 2xy.
minus 3xy plus how?
2xy.
Is it correct? Check it once.
Ma'am, minus 2y plus 3y.
Ma'am, I just told that factorization, ma'am, not that.
Whatever. So here it will be
plus 3y.
Minus 2y.
Plus minus 2y equal to
2y.
0. Okay. So when you simplify it, again you will get the same differential equation only. So now equate each of these factors to 0. You will have xp plus 3y equal to 0, and you will have xp minus 2y equal to 0. Now this is nothing but in the differential form you write it. dy by dx is equal to minus 3y by x, and this will be dy by dx plus 2y by x. Is it correct? Now they are in variable separable form. In this example, they are variable separable form, but it is not always necessary to be in that form. It can be first order, first degree differential equation. That depends how which kind you have to solve. Okay. So solve it. On solving, again what dy by y you will get plus 3 dx by x is equal to 0, and this will be dy by y minus 2 by x dx is equal to 0. So on integrating, what you will get? On integrating you will get, why my pen I'm not able to write. Log y plus 3 log x is equal to log c, and this will be log y minus 2 log x is equal to log c. Same c I will use. So from first one I will get y into x cube is equal to c, and from second one I'll get y by x square is equal to c. So from first one again I'll get y x cube minus c is equal to 0, and from second one I'll get y minus cx square is equal to 0. Check it, these solutions are correct or not. Don't just copy it, because I also may make mistake while solving. Is this correct equations? Solutions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Finally, yes. So hence, the required solution of given differential equation will be given by yx cube minus c into y minus c x square is equal to 0. Got it? This is the required solution. This is
Yes,
how
ma'am.
you have to solve. Let us solve one more problem. Suppose you have p square plus 2py cot x minus y square is equal to 0. Solve this one. They are waiting for your answer. How you will solve this one? Will you able to write in the factorized form? What happened? At least try to answer. I'm audible properly or not? Let me know first.
Audible, ma'am.
Then why you people are not answering? At least yes or no ane valli roju adi kuda annatledu. What happened? You people are not interested in today's class? Morning nunchi class jariginda leda ivala? అడిగిన దానికి అసలు ఆన్సర్ అయ్యట్లేదు. What happened? Just now again I asked whether from morning onwards you had some class or not, but still no answer for that question also.
Yes, ma'am.
We had my classes.
You had the classes, no? Then what
We
happened?
have.
Then what happened in my class then? Why you people are
Ma'am,
not
so
answering? So today I'll take some roll numbers. Those who will not answer, no attendance.
ma'am,
P
P
series
is equal to
P is equal to
Minus 5.
y into cosecant x minus cot x. Other solution is P is equal to minus y into cosecant x minus cot x. Ma'am, y after cosecant x minus cot x in one bracket.
is it okay?
Ma'am,
Yes,
plus
ma'am.
y cot x, ma'am. In second equation, plus y cot x.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Minus y cot x. Then in both you will get minus y cot x only, na? Why you will get like this? You will get minus y cot x plus y
or minus y.
cosecant x. Yeah, plus or minus. And this will be minus y cot x minus y cosecant x you will get. Okay? You can take y common and you can write it down, no problem. So sometimes what happened, factorization is not possible directly, but as you can see, it is clearly quadratic in P. The given equation is quadratic in P. So you can use the formula. If I have ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, if I am not able to factorize it, what I'll do to get the solution, I'll use the formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root over of root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This formula I'll use. So compare this one with this and you will get what is your a, b and c. There you just substitute. You will get this thing because with a plus minus it is na. So one is with plus, one is with minus. So two equations you have now. Now again they are in variable separable form. So for the first one I'm writing, for the first one, if you separate this one, what you will get? Dy by dx, I'll separate the variable, I'll write y here, dy by dy is equal to cosecant x minus cot x dx in variable separable form. Now just integrate and tell me the solution. What you will get on integrating? On integrating, let me know the solution. P series roll number 11. P series roll number 11. Aishwarya.
Ma'am,
Solution. P series 19.
Yes,
Roll number
ma'am.
19. Solution, madam.
One sec.
Array, integrate it and tell me the solution. For this, you should have good knowledge. You should know the formulas of integration for trigonometric functions. Then only you can solve such problems. Otherwise, you can't go further, na? If you don't know the integration of cosecant x and cot x, how you will solve this particular kind of problems? Polynomial terms, it's okay. Yeah.
Log y is equal to
Okay. Log y is equal to
log of
hmm,
cosecant x minus cot x
hmm,
plus minus log sin y sin x.
that's it. Plus some constant.
Plus log c.
Yeah, plus log c, and this what you said I can write it as log tan x by 2 also I can write na.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is log y which is equal to log tan x by 2 minus log sin x plus log c. If I simplify this one, I'll get, what should I get? Okay, y on one side and this whole thing log, okay, let me write one more step. This will be log of 1 minus 1 plus cos x plus log c. Can I write it? Is it correct? Huh? Check yourself and tell me whether this thing what I have written is correct or not. Or should I put a minus sign somewhere?
Minus log of 1 plus cos x.
Yes. Minus log of 1 plus cos x. Okay. So this will be y into 1 plus cos x is equal to c. This is the solution for first factor, first equation. Similarly, what will be the solution for second one? For second one, you will get y into 1 minus cos x is equal to c. There is only a difference between plus minus sign. Na? So for the second one, you will get y into 1 minus cos x is equal to c. This is the solution for second one. The final solution, required solution will be y into 1 plus cos x minus c into y into 1 minus cos x minus c is equal to z. This will be the solution, equal to 0. Understood, all of you? So it is not necessary that you are supposed to always factorize. Sometimes it is not possible to. So you check whether it is in quadratic form or in some other form. You rewrite them accordingly and get the solution. Will you able to solve now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll give few problems related to this one later. Now let us go to the next topic, which is solvable for x, solvable for y, and simultaneously I'll explain both because they are almost similar only. Okay, so here you have equations solvable for y, and here you will have equations solvable for x. Okay, so what you have to do is, here the given, when I say solvable for y, that means it can be put in the form of y is equal to some function in terms of x and p. Okay, there when I say solvable for p, you are writing p on one side and remaining things on the other side. Similarly, when I say solvable for x, so nth degree differential equation, you should write y on one side, remaining things on the other side. Similarly, when I say equation solvable for x, you should write x on other one side and remaining things, that is y and p terms, on the other side. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here what you will do, you will differentiate one with respect to x. So when you differentiate one with respect to x, what you will get? Dy by dx on one side LHS, and on RHS, depending upon this function, you will have something in terms of x, p and dp by dx. Understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now what is dy by dx on LHS? It is p only.
P.
Okay, so p is equal to something in terms of x, p and dp by dx. Now tell me, what kind of equation is this? This is a differential equation in x and p, and that too of first order, first degree. Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a different, I'm not writing the statements here. This is a differential equation, need not to be necessarily in variable separable form. If variable separable, well and good. If not, you have to solve it by using other methods also. But this is a differential equation of first order, first degree in P. Okay, in P means its solution of 2 will be, solution of 2 will be a function of, you will have independent variable, dependent variable and a constant. Is it true or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to eliminate p between 1 and 3. Okay. So the required solution of 1 is obtained by eliminating, again my pen is gone, is by eliminating p between 1 and 3. Okay, that means from 3, see, look at equation 3 what I have written. It is a function, it is a solution of 2 which is in terms of x, p and c. So if possible, from equation 3 you write the p value in terms of x and c and you substitute in 1, so that your y will be in terms of x and c only. That is how you will get the required solution. Understood, all of you, the procedure here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when it is solvable for y, what you need to do? You need to write y on one side and remaining things on the other side. Just a second. Okay. Now differentiate that. You will get dy by dx on one side, and on the other side you will have xp and dp by dx. Dy by dx again you need to replace with p. So the what you are going to get, the differential equation will be of first order, first degree in p itself. So you will get a solution for that one in terms of x, p and c. Now from this relation you find the value of p and substitute in 1. That means what you are doing, to get the solution of 1 you are eliminating p between 1 and 3. This is how you get a solution when the given question is in y form. Y is equal to f of x comma y. F of x comma p, when it is solvable for y. Understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now similarly, in the same manner, the procedure is same only. When I say equation solvable for x, you should write x on one side and remaining things on the other side. Again the same procedure, same step, you will differentiate 1, let it be 1 here. You will differentiate 1 with respect to x. So when you differentiate 1 with respect to y, with respect to y you have to differentiate, then it is solvable for x. So when you differentiate with respect to y, on one side what you will get? You will get dx by dy. Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
And here you will get, depending upon this function, you will get something in terms of y, p and dp by
dy.
dy you will get. Now notice that this dy by dx, I can write it as 1 by dy by dx. Can I write it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I know dy by dx is nothing but p. So this will be 1 by p is equal to some function in terms of y, p and dp by dy. Understood? So again you look at this equation, this 2.
Yes.
Yeah, this 2, it is nothing but a differential equation of first order and first degree. Mostly it will be in variable separable form. If not, you try it with other method. Okay. So when you solve it, what you will get? A solution in terms of which variable? Y, p and a constant. Will you get it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
third,
ma'am.
the required solution is obtained the same way. You will eliminate p from 1 and 3. From equation 3 you will write p in terms of y and c, that you will substitute in 1, so that overall solution will be in terms of x, y and c. That is what we need. So the required solution is obtained by eliminating p between 1 and 3. Okay. Understood both the methods, both type, equation solvable for x and equation solvable for y.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now make a note here. It is not always possible to eliminate p, because you have this thing. Suppose you consider this one. If you are able to write p in terms of y and c, well and good. But sometimes you may not be able to do so. Then what you will do? Or here also, in this case also, equation solvable for v. Okay. So here, suppose if the elimination of p between 1 and 3 is not possible, then the required solution is obtained by expressing x and y in terms of p. Regarding p as a parameter. Okay, this statement is for both type equation solvable for x as well as for y. That means when you are not able to find p, or when you are not able to eliminate p between 1 and 3, what you need to do is you need to express both x and y in terms of p itself. There you will regard p as a parameter. Suppose for first one, okay, what was the third equation was something in terms of x, p and c. Suppose you are not able to find p in terms of x and c, what you will do is you will express x as a function of p and c. This value you will substitute in 1 so that you will get y as some function just a second. You will get y as some function of p and c. So this together will constitute the solution. Okay, these two equations, I'll write these two equations together are said to constitute the solution of given differential equation. Understood? So after writing x in terms of p and c and y in terms of p and c, you are not supposed to solve it further. Let it be these two equations. You will write these two equations together constitute the solution of the given differential equation. That's it. Further solving it by any means is not for you people. It is beyond the scope of your syllabus. Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly here, when solvable for y, solvable for x, suppose you are not able to eliminate p between 1 and 3, what you will do here, what you have got f in terms of, I mean some function in terms of y, p and c you have got. So if you are not able to find p in terms of y and c, what you will do, you will write y as a function of p and c, and this you will substitute in the given differential equation. So there you will have some x in terms of p and c. It's the same thing. So here also together these two equations together constitute the solution of the given differential equation. This you will do only when you are not able to find p in terms of the other variable. Otherwise not. Got it, all of you? The procedure to solve equation solvable for y and equation solvable for x. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Problems related to this one we'll do it tomorrow, and one more topic will be left out, that also will complete it tomorrow, so that your first unit will be done. Clarate's form is left out and problems related to these two topics. Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so I take the attendance then if you have no doubts. Just a second.